Hello everybody, this is Mike and welcome to the Piss and Vinegar page. Today is part 3 of our 3-part series on kettle corn. The first episode, if you didn't catch it, and you should, was why you shouldn't do kettle corn. The second episode is definitely a masterpiece, and it was entitled How to Be a Godfather in the Kettle Corn Business. This is episode 3. And I have 2 very special guests that have graced our presence for this video today. The first guest is Joel, and Joel is going to talk about why he chose kettle corn over any other product. So, without further ado, we'll kick it on to Joel.
Just a good old boy, never meaning no harm. Beats all you never saw, been in trouble with.
So how did I get into the kettle corn business? Well, that's a great question. Kettle corn was not something that I set out to get into. In fact, I never thought of myself as a vendor. For the most part, I've been a teacher. But I have something within me I can only describe it as an entrepreneurial gene. I like to start new things. For example, when I was a pastor, I started a new church. A few years later, I tried to start a micro farming business in my backyard. Didn't work out too well because I live in the South and everybody has a garden here. But nonetheless, I kept looking for businesses to start. Cut to about 5 years ago, I was teaching high school, which I still do today as my full-time job. But I was looking to start some kind of business. I just had the itch to do it. I found a book called Low Cost, No Cost Business Ideas by a guy named Dan Miller. And in that book, he described kettle corn. He described a guy in a tent making kettle corn, and he said, it can't cost any more than $300 to get going in this business. Well, he was absolutely wrong about that. But I liked it. I liked that there was a show part of it. I liked that you could travel to different places to vend kettle corn. I liked the taste of it. I even liked the cheap microwave kettle corn. In fact, I had never had kettle corn popped by an actual vendor until I made it myself. So anyway, bought myself a cast iron pot, 55-gallon drum, turkey fryer burner, a canoe paddle, went to a flea market, made about $80 the first time out, and I liked it a whole lot. And the rest is history. That's how I got started in kettle corn. Been doing it for about 5 years part-time.
And that was Joel. And as you can tell, Joel is very experienced and wise. Now coming up is my man Wayne. And Wayne talks about why he decided to get into the kettle corn industry over all the other products that you could choose to get into. So sit back, kick up your feet, and listen to Wayne.
Hey Mike, thanks for having us out on the channel today. Our journey into kettle corn started back in the fall of 2003. My wife and I were at an event and saw a guy selling kettle corn, and he was just smashing it all day long. I guess I was a little naive thinking that was happening at every event that he was going. Well, spring of 2004, we ordered our equipment and started doing events. Luckily for me, it was just a hobby. I wasn't needing the money to live on. Hookers on the table, that kind of thing. It took us about 3 years to get our equipment paid for, our truck paid for, and our trailer paid for. And moving on, we fine-tuned our route, added things, took things away. We've been really blessed with a couple of stops that we've been doing for years. Matter of fact, I've got one stop that I've been doing for, this will be my 11th season coming up. Truly blessed to have them. If it wasn't for them, I really might not be here today talking to you about kettle corn. But yes, it really started out as a hobby for us. I was looking for something that would be a hobby that paid, and unfortunately, unless you have a mentor, there are so many things that go into food service. From event promoters charging you, health department charging you, you got sales tax. There's really a lot of bills, and unfortunately, there's really not a lot of meat left on the bill when it's all said and done. A lot of it's about volume. volume, volume, volume. Heck, it works for, the big W. So anyway, that's how we got into kettle corn, really by mistake. I was just looking for a hobby to pass time with. And so from there, it's turned into a part-time job that I've been blessed with. My wife works during the week. I stay home with the kids during that time. And then on the weekend, we change roles. She takes care of the kids. I do the kettle corn. I hope to be doing it for many years to come. And if anybody has any questions, I'd be more than happy to talk to anybody about it. Thank you for your time. Thanks.
Thanks, Wayne. And there's a couple notes in that video I wanted to talk to you guys about. Number one, Wayne talked about volume. And I think he was referring to me when he said it works for the big W. Volume does work. So thank you to the big G for Wayne. Also in that video, this is from Wayne. He didn't mean to say he got into the kettle corn business by mistake. He basically got into it by accident because he wanted a hobby that paid. So it definitely wasn't a mistake. It was an accident. Now as for me, I chose kettle corn because of the profit margin. I initially wanted to do a hot dog cart, like a lot of you guys. But I researched my area around me, and finding places to get the cart into is going to be difficult. And a profit margin, well, I just wasn't comfortable with the profit margin on my hot dog cart. So I decided to get into kettle corn. No, I never had kettle corn. I've never actually even seen kettle corn until the very first time I cooked it. But like I said, I enjoyed the profit margin. I thought it was fantastic. Also, I like the ease of setting up wherever I wanted to with my kettle corn machine, my tent, and my sifting table, and just a few ingredients you need to make kettle corn. Thank you guys very much for watching. This is Mike from the Piss and Vinegar page, and that's been my time.